Aboriginal drummers assembled outside the Chilliwack Law Courts this week to demonstrate their solidarity with a criminalized Aboriginal fisher named Kwitsel Tatel. Upon attempting to enter the courthouse, the criminalized Aboriginal fisher and her teenage son were attacked by several gun-toting, taser-possessing police officers for merely attempting to bring a traditional handheld drum into the building.
The sheriffs closed in even further on me, and I could hear them all hollering at me, "Take her down, get her feet from underneath her," and all kinds of attacks, tactical movements to take me off my feet and to subdue me. All for drumming and singing, all for trying to bring my position paper and my expert witness into the courts.
And very quickly, violence ensued on the stairwell. And Kwitsel Tatel was down on the ground, and her son was punched in the face, he says. Of course, it's highly difficult to see your mother being assaulted by armed officers. And the whole symbolism that this was to stop native drumming in a Canadian court was very troubling.
Section 35 of the Canadian Constitution Act purports to recognise and affirm the Aboriginal and treaty rights of the Aboriginal peoples of Canada. However, critics claim that rather than recognise and affirm Aboriginal rights, that there is a systematic denial and negation of such rights, with disproportionate Canadian First Nations being criminalised for engaging in traditional practices such as catching fish or playing traditional music, as is the case with Kwitsel Tatel.
I'm one person, my mom is a small person, and there did not need to be 7 officers detaining us. That is excessive force, and it's really a scare tactic to try and make us lose momentum on our case here.
Analysts say that the violence and injustice meted out on Aboriginal people in Canada allows the Canadian state to deflect attention from and suppress contested claims to land title and jurisdiction, especially in the relatively new polity of British Columbia. Numerous Indigenous leaders and lawyers have asserted that the Canadian state lacks jurisdiction over many native peoples and their traditional lands, waters and resources, which implies that those police officers who brutalized and apprehended an Aboriginal woman and her son this week in the so-called Chilliwack Law Courts may be the ones who are running afoul of the law. Joshua Blakeney, Press TV, Chilliwack.